Do you know the story of how one of humanity's greatest civilizations emerged from the banks of a mighty river? Ancient Egypt, a land of pyramids, pharaohs, and profound mysteries, shaped human history for over 3 millennia, leaving an indelible mark that still influences our world today. The story begins around 6000 BCE, when early settlers were drawn to the fertile Nile Valley. This wasn't just any river, it was Egypt's lifeline. Every year, the Nile would flood, depositing rich silt across its banks, creating what the ancient Egyptians called Kemet, the Black Land, named for its dark, fertile soil. This predictable cycle of flooding became the foundation of Egyptian civilization, allowing for sophisticated agriculture and permanent settlements. By 3150 BCE, something remarkable happened. King Nama, also known as Menes, unified Upper and Lower Egypt, creating the world's first nation-state. This marked the beginning of the early dynastic period, where the foundations of Egyptian culture were laid. The hieroglyphic writing system emerged, along with the complex religious beliefs that would define Egyptian society for thousands of years. Then came the Old Kingdom period, around 2686 BCE, often called the Age of the Pyramids. This is when Egypt reached its first peak of civilization. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built for Pharaoh Khufu, was constructed during this time, a feat so impressive that it remained the tallest human-made structure for over 3,800 years. But the pyramids weren't just tombs, they were perfect expressions of Egyptian society's organizational capabilities and technological advancement. The Middle Kingdom, beginning around 2055 BCE, saw Egypt enter a golden age of literature and art. The Egyptian language reached its classical form, and works like the Tale of Sinuhe were written, stories still studied in universities today. During this period, Egypt expanded its influence into Nubia and the Eastern Mediterranean, becoming a true international power. The New Kingdom period, starting around 1550 BCE, brought Egypt to its imperial height. This was the era of famous pharaohs like Hatshepsut, one of history's most powerful women rulers, Thutmose I, the Napoleon of ancient Egypt, and Ramesses I, who ruled for an astounding 66 years. The boy king Tutankhamun, whose tomb's discovery in 1922 captured the world's imagination, also ruled during this period. But what made ancient Egypt truly remarkable wasn't just its longevity or military might, it was its innovations and contributions to human civilization. The Egyptians gave us the 365-day calendar divided into 12 months. They developed sophisticated mathematics, including a decimal system and complex geometry used in construction. Their medical knowledge was so advanced that the Edwin Smith Papyrus, a medical text from 1600 BCE, describes surgical procedures and anatomical observations that wouldn't be surpassed until the modern era. The Egyptians were also master architects and engineers. Beyond the pyramids, they developed techniques for cutting and moving massive stone blocks that still puzzle experts today. They created some of the first forms of paper from papyrus reeds and developed inks that remained vibrant for thousands of years. Their art, with its distinctive style and symbolic meaning, influenced cultures throughout the ancient world and continues to inspire artists today. In terms of governance and administration, the Egyptians created one of the world's first complex bureaucracies. They developed sophisticated systems for tax collection, census taking, and record keeping. Their legal system included concepts of justice and equality before the law that were revolutionary for their time. The Egyptian religion, with its complex mythology and focus on the afterlife, profoundly influenced later religious traditions. The concept of divine kingship, the idea of a resurrection after death, and the practice of monotheism during the brief Amarna period under Akhenaten and all left their mark on subsequent religious thought. However, by the late period, beginning around 664 BCE, Egypt's power began to wane. Foreign invasions by the Assyrians, Persians, and finally Alexander the Great in 332 BCE marked the end of independent ancient Egypt. The last active vestiges of ancient Egyptian culture disappeared after the Roman Emperor Theodosius I closed all non-Christian temples in 391 CE. Yet, Egypt's influence never truly ended. The Arab conquest in 641 CE brought new cultural elements, but many ancient traditions persisted. Modern Egypt still celebrates the ancient spring festival of Sharm dating back to pharaonic times. Egyptian Arabic contains words from the ancient Egyptian language, and many modern Egyptians take pride in their pharaonic heritage. Today, ancient Egypt's legacy continues to shape our world in surprising ways. The obelisks that once stood in Egyptian temples inspired modern architecture, from the Washington Monument to countless government buildings. Egyptian art influenced everything from Art Deco to contemporary fashion. Their architectural innovations still inform modern construction techniques, and their mathematical discovery remain relevant. Even in death, ancient Egypt fascinates us. Modern medical researchers study Egyptian mummies to learn about ancient diseases and human evolution. Archaeologists continue to make groundbreaking discoveries, like the recent finding of an entire lost city near Luxor in 21, showing that Egypt still has secrets to reveal. The story of ancient Egypt reminds us that civilizations can achieve remarkable things when they combine innovation with stability, artistic expression with practical engineering, and spiritual beliefs with scientific advancement. Their greatest legacy might be showing us how human ingenuity and organization can create wonders that endure for millennia. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it informative, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating historical content.